Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? You know, you're putting in the work, you're grinding it out, but your growth has totally flatlined, while you see other people just skyrocketing past you. It's a really frustrating place to be. I get it. But what if the answer isn't about working harder? What if it's something else entirely? Today, we're going to break down 5 fundamental rules that separate the top 3% from, well, everybody else. Okay, let's just get straight to the uncomfortable truth right away. Most of us were taught that the grind, pure hard work, is the only path to success. But if that were actually true, wouldn't everyone with a strong work ethic be wildly successful? The reality is, hard work by itself just isn't the answer. So, if sheer effort isn't the magic bullet, then what is? It's all about working smarter. And that, right there, is where these 5 rules come in. We're going to walk through each one step by step and give you a clear, actionable playbook to not just keep up, but to truly get ahead of the pack. All right, let's dive right in. Rule number 1 is all about mastering the basics. And it starts with this simple but really powerful idea I want you to remember: the 95-5 rule. Think about it this way. That tiny 5% slice, that's the highlight reel. That's the stuff you see on social media. The awards, the fancy trips, the big wins. But the real engine behind all of that success, the part nobody sees, is that massive 95%. That's the hidden, consistent, and often boring work that happens day in and day out when no one is watching. And this quote from Tony Robbins just hits the nail on the head. That public praise, it's just the tip of the iceberg. What's really going on underneath the surface is years, and I mean literally years, of private practice, of showing up, and of just mastering the absolute fundamentals. I mean, just look at a legend like Kobe Bryant. His work ethic was just insane. He was famous for getting up at 4 in the morning, not to do anything fancy, but to practice the most basic footwork and shooting drills for hours, long before the rest of his team even thought about showing up. And when someone asked him what his secret was, he said something so simple: "I never get bored of the basics." That relentless discipline is what separated him from everyone else. So the big takeaway here is to embrace simplicity. The path to real mastery isn't about finding some complex secret hack. It's about being relentlessly, almost boringly, consistent with the fundamentals. Just remember this mantra: simple scales, complex fails. When the pressure is on, it's the simple, repeatable systems that win. Okay, let's move on to our second rule. And this is a huge mindset shift for a lot of people. It's about learning to embrace discomfort. Because that uncomfortable zone, that is the only place where real growth actually happens. The writer Jim Rohn framed this perfectly. He said we all face 2 types of pain in life. First, you've got the pain of discipline. Doing the hard work, waking up early, making that tough phone call. It's uncomfortable for sure, but he says it weighs ounces. And then there's the pain of regret. Looking back a year, 5 years, 10 years from now, and wishing you'd done things differently. That pain, my friends, weighs tons. Let's make this real for a second. I want you to actually picture it. It's exactly 1 year from today, and absolutely nothing in your life has changed. You've got the same job, the same income, the same daily routine. You haven't grown at all. Just sit with that for a moment. How does that feel? For most people, the feeling of that vision is way more painful than the short-term discomfort of the discipline needed to avoid it. And that's really the heart of this rule. We have to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That feeling of being stretched, of being challenged, that's not a sign you should quit. No way. That's a sign that you are right on the edge of a breakthrough. It means you're growing. Now for rule number 3, which dives deep into the psychology of our own performance. It's a powerful principle called the Pygmalion effect. And trust me, it governs way more of our success than we even realize. So what is it? Well, put simply, the Pygmalion effect means our performance tends to rise or fall to meet the expectations others place on us. But here's the crucial part. It also includes the expectations we place on ourselves. The story you tell yourself about what you're capable of literally becomes your reality. And here's how it works inside our heads. As soon as we form a belief about ourselves, like "I'm not good with money" or "I'm a great leader," a powerful little glitch in our thinking called confirmation bias kicks in. Our brain then starts actively searching for evidence to prove that belief is true, and it ignores anything that contradicts it. It literally filters your reality to match your internal story. Just look at how this plays out with money. If your core belief is there's never enough money, your brain will constantly focus on risks, on limitations, and on reasons to hold on tight. But if you truly believe there are opportunities for wealth everywhere, your brain literally starts hunting for them. It becomes a heat-seeking missile for opportunity. Your mindset doesn't just observe your reality, it actively creates it. This famous quote sums it all up, doesn't it? Your beliefs aren't just these passive thoughts floating around in your head. Oh no, they are active instructions that you are feeding to your brain every single day. So the question is, what instructions are you giving it? Okay, rule number 4 is an absolute game changer, both for your productivity and your wealth. You have to learn to buy back your time. Why? Because it is your single most valuable and completely non-renewable resource. Here's the fundamental mindset shift. Most people operate by spending their time to save a little bit of money, driving across town to save $5 on gas. Successful people do the exact opposite. They happily spend their money to save their time. The reason is simple. You can always make more money, but you can never, ever get back a single lost second. Time is the one thing you can't make more of. So how do you actually apply this? It's simple. You calculate what I call your don't do it price. Just take your annual income, let's say it's $100,000, and divide it by roughly 2,000, which is the number of hours in a work year. That gives you your hourly rate, in this case, $50 an hour. Now here's the rule. If you can pay someone else to do a task for less than that rate, you should absolutely do it. Your time is better spent doing $50 an hour work or more. And you know what? In today's world, this is easier and cheaper than ever before. We're living in the age of AI. You don't always have to hire a person. You can use amazing AI tools to automate everything from research and writing to video editing and transcription, freeing up hours upon hours of your most valuable asset, your time. And that brings us to our 5th and final rule, which is all about how you build your career and your value in the marketplace. The goal is to become irreplaceable. And the way you do that is by strategically moving from jobs with low accountability to roles with high accountability. Let's bring back Jim Rohn one last time because his insight here is just crucial. He said, we're not paid for time, we're paid for value. Think about that. Jobs that are easily replaceable, where anyone can be trained to do it, those are paid for time. But high accountability roles, where you're the one responsible for major decisions and key outcomes, those are paid for the unique value you create. So, how do you build that unique, irreplaceable value? By becoming what's known as a T-shaped professional. Imagine the letter T. The vertical bar, that's your deep, specialized expertise in one core area. You become the go-to person for that thing. But the horizontal bar is just as important. That represents your broad knowledge across many different areas. It's this powerful combination of depth and breadth that allows you to connect dots that others can't see, making you truly irreplaceable. So, as we wrap this up, I'm just going to leave you with this one question. The next 12 months are going to pass no matter what you do. Time will tick by. The question is, by applying these rules, by mastering the basics, embracing discomfort, shaping your own beliefs, buying back your time, and building irreplaceable value, where will you choose to be when those 12 months are up? The clock is ticking,